Hi everyone, welcome to The Good Fight. Today's going to be lesson number 3 of our self-defense series. So if you haven't seen our lessons number 1 and lessons number 2, I really suggest that you go back and you look at it and you practice it, because these training sessions are going to be consecutive and they're going to build on one another, and it'll only help to create a stronger foundation for you to be able to protect yourself mentally, physically, emotionally. I want to introduce you guys to our separate dimensions of fighting, because there are many dimensions when it comes to combat, and why don't I introduce those to you? Now, when it comes to martial arts, there are multiple distances that we're going to be working with, in multiple dimensions that you need to learn in order to become a master overall. That's why MMA is mixed martial arts. We all understand this. Now, when it comes to the overall picture of true mixed martial arts, we need to incorporate weapons. And in this context, we're going to exclude any type of firearms or any projectiles for now. What we're going to look at today is mainly going to be the empty hand, but recall that there are blunt and edge weapons, and they range from long, medium, and short range tools. When it comes to our empty hands, our longest range is going to be our kicks, okay? Our medium range is going to be our punches and our re dimensions. And then our short ranges are going to be our hand fighting or elbowing. Okay, then extreme short range would be grappling dimensions. Now, I use the word dimensions because a dimension is including the distance, the positioning, but it also includes the defensive skill sets, the offensive skill sets from and all the timings and rhythms which are involved within those dimensions. So today we're going to look at primarily the hand fighting dimension, but I'm also going to showcase some of this. Here, we extend into the hand position. Remember that when we're in the hand fighting position, this is our punching. We slightly extend it, shoulders protract, but we stay centered in our hips and spine. The hands here are like wind, so I'm pulling back and I'm receptive. I'm going around the structure for now. What we're going to work with here is the understanding of how do I get around this gate. I got these two spears, these fingers, these palms, these elbows. There's a lot of threats in front of me. Okay, how do I get around them to attain my objective? Well, there's a few ways. One of them, okay, is pushing. Now, pushing is based on understanding leverage. If I push in a straight line, the human instinct for any man is to push back. Okay, what I want to do is that I want leverage. So if you imagine, if you please extend, this arm here is like a straight rod. How do I move a rod? Well, I can push upwards, okay, diagonal, or outwards, okay? I can also steer it down, and I can push and steer it down, okay? So there's a big circle here that I can draw. There's a big circle that I can draw, but at any point, I can push him up or down and steer the rod out of the way. The second is pulling, okay? So pulling is that if you keep normal hand fighting range, when I'm out here, okay, is that I get around and I create a hook. We have our landmarks at the wrist. The pulling is like this, is that I would pull in a straight line. Just relax for a second, please, so I don't have to put anything. Boom. And I lengthen the tool, and that gives me access to the inside, or I can pull and I get access to the inside, or I can pull on the opposing side, okay, or I can pull on the opposing side. Okay, so that's two. There's the push and there's a pull, okay? At the end of the day, those are your two primaries that you would work with. So to start off with for your drill, what you'll want to do back and forth with your partner is that you just put your hands at ground zero, okay? And you're going to match your gates. You're either going to push to one direction or you're going to push to the other direction. You can steer them down, okay? You can push them down, you can push them up. You can, okay, you can split on both sides just for the fun of it, but in reality, this is just pure experimentation. Then you'll want to pull, okay? So you can push and you can pull. You can push, you can pull on the other side, okay? You can double pull, all right? Now, the last one is your guard prize. A guard pry is this. If I look at his shoulder and elbow and hand, there's a triangle. What I want to do is that I want to make this hinge go flat, like this. Now, a lot of people are strong, Rock's really strong, so if I pull in a straight line, meaning, see my wrist, if I go straight down and that's drawed, what am I loading? I'm loading into his shoulder, his lat, and his leg. So he's very well supported there, okay? However, I want to take my strength and I want to pull in a straight line and then slightly down so it's curving. What does that do? Is I'm trying to extend the tool and get away from his center of mass. And now, okay, as soon as he's away from the center of mass, I can pry him, boom, and bring the arm down. Okay, so from the other side, watch here, okay? Here's my guard pry. Whoop, right there. And it's flat. And that gives me access to attack or do other things. Okay, so for your drill, you play around with those three. You push, you pull, you pry. So it would look like this. If I'm playing with him, I just, okay, one, okay, pry, okay, pull and pry, okay, pop, and push and pry, and push and pry. And really what that is you take your time with it to allow your mind to acclimatize to what it is that you're doing, okay? And then Rock will go. And as he's doing this, as the partner, I let him do it for now. I'm being allowing, I'm not trying to resist. I'm just letting him learn how the arms work, learn how to clear my arms with the push. Good. Good, there's a nice pull and push. Right, there's a pry and a push. Good, there's a pry and a push. Okay, so that's how you'll want to approach that. Okay, so that's your push, your pry, and your pull within the hand fighting dimension. So I really hope that you enjoyed the lesson today. We're gonna build more on that in the next lesson. For your drill parameters, okay, what is suggested is that you actually redo either lesson 1 or you redo lesson 2. If you're not into that, you do this minimum of 3 rounds of 3 minutes to really just start to understand how that functions and build a creative skill set for yourself. So we'll see you the next time.